With that, we go to the gentleman from Texas. Mr. Green is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank the ranking member as well. And I'd like to thank Mr. Ross for your latest commentary. I haven't heard all of your message today. I've been attending to other things. I had a floor message to give. But I thank you for what you said about the underfunding of public housing. The underfunding, because this gets to the heart of the issue. The lack of a commitment from Congress. I literally am very reluctant to say that the system is in need of repair, that it is in a broken condition, because my fear is that the cure may be worse than the condition. My fear is that what we may do as a result of this hearing will ultimately cause us to find less public housing available than what we have today because of the lack of commitment. I was with the ranking member when we went to Louisiana after the hurricane, and I remember her hue and cry was a constant one. It was, will there be a one-for-one replacement? A one-for-one replacement of units as they are demolished and as better units are put on the market. Will there be a one-for-one replacement? That has always been the issue. And then the issue also becomes, why don't we track those who don't get back into these new facilities? Why don't we track them? Why don't we know what happened to them? We can track a person across the globe without that person knowing it. We were able to find Osama bin Laden without him knowing it, without the Pakistani government knowing it. We can track people if we want to. The technology is there, the system is there, the methodology is available to us. We choose not to track, because then we'd find out the truth. And the truth is something we don't want to face: the lack of commitment to public housing. If we had the same commitment to public housing that we have to carried interest, to protecting carried interest, I assure you, we wouldn't be having this hearing. If we had the same commitment to public housing that we have to the yield spread premium, or had to it, we had to eliminate it in Dodd-Frank, but if we had the same commitment, we wouldn't be having this hearing. If we had the same commitment that we have to protecting those who invest my money, when I'm a pensioner, and allow the investor to decide that he will invest my money in something that costs more when a similar product is available for less, no fiduciary rule. If we have the same commitment to this public housing as we have to elimination of the fiduciary rule, we wouldn't be having this hearing. There is a lack of commitment, and it doesn't matter how great the plan is. If you're not committed to the plan becomes another plan that did not work. There are countries with greater constitutions than the United States. Ours is a great constitution, but on paper there are other countries that have constitutions that are greater, but they're not committed to their constitution. This is the greatness of the American Constitution. The people are committed to our Constitution, and until we on this committee become committed, all we will do is find clever ways to rearrange the chairs on the deck of the sinking Titanic. Find clever ways to demolish, eliminate, improve neighborhoods, but in the process, put people into the streets. The greatness of this country will never be measured by how we treat people who live in the suites of life. The greatness of any country is measured by how you treat people who live in the streets of life. How do you treat people who are homeless? Not how you treat those who live in the pet houses, who want all the breaks. Not how you work hard to make sure they continue to get all of the advantages in life. There are people who are suffering, and we choose to spend our time making sure billionaires have better opportunities. That is the flaw and the fallacy in all of this. And until we decide we're going to commit ourselves to people who don't necessarily vote and who don't make big campaign contributions, all of this will continue to be an exercise in futility. But I'm going to be a part of the exercise, and I'm going to fight for those people who are homeless and locked out and left behind. I yield back.
Gentleman's time has expired. With that, go